Both my parents are, thanks Mike, both my parents gave me the thumbs up. It's going to be a good one. Both my parents were extremely outgoing. When I say both my parents, I mean my mother and my mother's second husband, who was the biggest father figure I ever had. They got married when I was about 6, I want to say. The story's mostly about him. I was a shy kid, and my parents were outgoing. They were always trying to encourage me to be, one of these larger-than-life characters like they were. And he would do things like, he had no filter, he would tell his whole life story to waitresses at restaurants. He would, there was a time when we were going to like a birthday party when I was like 7 or something, and we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and he would tell everybody, everywhere we went on the day of, where we were going, what we were doing. It's Woody's birthday, we're going to go celebrate Woody's birthday. Like he told the toll booth lady that we were going to celebrate my birthday. And I had the most embarrassing childhood, you guys. And so, a thing about him, he had a title or a self-proclaimed moniker. He was radio's original psychic. He was a radio DJ. That's a real thing. He was a radio DJ, and he also believed that, and many people believed, that he had the ability to predict their futures. And he used to do one of the first radio call-in shows where he would tell people would call in, he would tell them what was up with the future and whatnot. I don't know how, to this day I still don't know how I feel about any of that. But he was just this larger-than-life personality. He would, he was kind of a whole court at our dining room table. It would be like coffee and like packs of cigarettes into the night, and my parents always had guests over who were just chatting about whatever, and the neighbors, and everybody was their best friends. And I just loved to sit around and listen to everybody talk when I was a kid and just try to be invisible. And so eventually the marriage didn't work out, and the cigarettes got to him. He ended up having some serious lung problems, emphysema, and heart condition. He ended up having a bunch of bypasses, and then the secretaries got divorced. It seemed like he was doing okay for a while, and then his health began to decline. He began to be in and out of the hospital for pneumonia, complications of emphysema. And I remember just a month after like 9/11, I remember he was in the hospital. We were watching 9/11 coverage, and then I started being a radio DJ, and I used to work these night shifts because I was new, and I would work until like 11 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning sometimes, and I got this call while I was on the air, or while my show was going on, at about 2:30 in the morning, one night. It was my mom, and she told me that my former stepdad had died, and it was shocking. And it was, even though he was sick, but he had been in and out of the hospital like a million times. It was one of those things where he wasn't even that old; he'd only just barely turned 60, and what happened after that was, he had become like kind of a recluse. He moved down into the sort of the country, into the southern tier, and the only person he saw a lot of was my little sister. And so we didn't know, the funeral was weird. A bunch of people we didn't know showed up because he had all these friends from, weirdo friends from being a psychic for 40 years or whatever. And we weren't estranged from him, but we didn't quite know what to do, and I asked my mom. I was like, "Well, who's going to talk at his funeral?" And she's like, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, do you want to?" And I said, "Why should I be the one to have to do that?" And but I did it anyway, and it went all right. I talked about how I met him when I was 5 with a box of Legos and stuff like that, and how he'd been inspirational to me in a lot of things, and especially since I started kind of into radio because I think that he made it seem very magical when I was a kid, and then he was cremated, and we had him we had to figure out what to do with the ashes, and it turned out that we went to that there's a spiritualist community near Fredonia where we call it Lilydale. Some of you are familiar. Yeah, we had a house there when I was a kid. For like a summer home, it was bizarre. And so, summer home for people who don't have any money. So we decided we were gonna scatter the ashes there. And the thing we did is we decided to get really excited about it. And on the way there, from here all the way to Fredonia, whenever we had to go through a toll booth, we'd yell at the toll booth lady, "We're scattering ashes today!" And so that's for him. That's Nelson Guy, Radio's original psychic. Thank you, everybody.